Everybody, it's Brother Jason at Mineral Springs. Just wrapped up another 40 day and 40 night message. Actually, the first half of it, the very last one in the series, involves the 40 days that Christ was alive on earth after his resurrection and all the things that went on with that. This morning was very simple but very good and straightforward. We talked about where all Jesus had to do was to call Mary Magdalene's name. And because of her love for him, her affection for him, and his for her, she knew him immediately. So the good news today is that Jesus is alive and he's loving. We also know that we talked about the uh, meeting with the disciples in the upper room. And he met with them once, and then 8 days later, he came back and he had a conversation with Thomas, and he encouraged Thomas to put his hands and his fingers in the scars to see that Jesus was real. So, the good news from there is that Jesus is alive and still willing to prove himself to us if we give him the opportunity today. And then the last one that we talked about today was his interaction with the two disciples on the road to Emmaus, and how they were so confused and just didn't know exactly what was going on, maybe even a little overwhelmed. But Jesus shows up on the road to Emmaus. They don't know who he is, but he starts walking them through all the places in the Old Testament scripture where he shows up, where we see God pointing us toward the Messiah. And then finally, he sits down with them to have a meal. And what makes it all click was when Jesus broke and blessed the bread. And then their eyes were open and they knew, and they asked a wonderful question: did our hearts not burn when he was teaching us on the road? So Jesus is alive and well and teaching. He's loving, proving, and teaching to this day. It gets even better next Sunday morning. Join us at 1040 right here for worship with the final part of our 40 days and 40 night message series. Thank you if you've been visiting. We appreciate it so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you next Sunday.